Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik, and this is the game War in the Pacific, Admiral's Edition. And this is still the ongoing play by email against Jochen. Jochen is the allied player, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. So, and today we will check the 29th January 1942. The last turns was a little rough, I would say, and not so lucky. The takeover of Surabaya was more a defeat for me because I was not able to really secure the industry base. So I took the base, but everything is destroyed. And the days before I had not the best military outcome. So let's see what happened here today. I take one small base. Merging. But so far no real activity. No action more. Naja, I had already this light cruiser escaping me, and also some AP escaped me just the turns before, so I'm not so sure what happened. Yeah. Okay, this is now the aftermatch of the Battle of Surabaya. I took the base so my minesweepers can go in and cleaning the mines. So maybe in 2-3 days I can use the port. But okay, the port is also blown up, so I must repair everything. Yeah. And here is one of this, it's American? No, I think it's a Dutch submarine. You cannot see the color. Hit one of my smaller cargo ships, but still. And I don't know if my sub-hunters patrol ships can at least damage the submarine here a little. Yeah. So one cargo ship, heavy damage and on fire is never a good combination. And this is still too little. 10, a dozen is maybe enough. 2 is... will not have really an impact for the operation of this submarine. And this is the third time already my naval bombers report a hit on this small patrol craft. And here the sound again from a killed recon airplane. Okay, sweeping juncture. And this is something new. I expected this normally earlier. Before Jochen sweep the other base, but he found now that I built up this northern base for airport. And I more or less choose to keep my aircraft on the ground. because I saw that there are over 100 fighters in Rangoon, and they are all Flying Tigers and P-38s, and I have nothing really to stop this. So, bombing Changsha Airport again, burning supplies, trying to slow down the building of any defense forts. Hopefully also maybe kick a little of the Chinese forces here, but main effect is still burning supplies. I have not the forces to really attack Changsha, so I only can make this I burn your supplies, you burn my supplies play, and make sure that he cannot dig in deeper. Here is the same. Always airport attack or airfield attack. But today somehow I lost one of my Lily bombers. Yeah. But at the end it's every turn. This is basic stuff from day one, more or less. Again and again. Yeah. And this attack is mainly only to slow down these forces. Jochen agreed to not more use the reserve mode option to move from hex to hex. At the beginning, there's a game option you can move in reserve mode, and this will normally not change even if you make an airstrike. And the normal move mode will change to combat mode, and combat mode is slow movement. And in reserve mode, you will not switch, so you will always have this high speed. You have maybe you suffer more because the airstrike is more costly. But you can make sure that your units are walking with the maximum possible speed always. And this is not so realistic. At least for me. And so we agree that we don't use this more. We use only movement mode, normal move mode, or combat move mode. Not reserve mode. And here is also one of my Sallys. So today the flag is powerful, not a catastrophic, but if 5% of my airplanes gets killed by flag, it's something over there. And here we can see that these Dutch forces are Dutch, British. At the end, the units are all destroyed, and not more. So many are disabled. Now we have only destroyed, but there's still some unit, looks like. And this is a recon bombardment. So this Sonia, again, something like the recon bomber. They're making pictures, and at the same time they only they can throw this kind of very small bombs. Still more lightning, still more flying tiger. So you can see the amount of air power Jochen put here in Rangoon. So I think more or less all British Air Force, fighter force, and also the P-38s from America are all here in Rangoon. And even if I want, I must more or less, it's a meat grinder more or less for me if I try to fight them. And I still lacking airframes. Even the squadrons I have, they are still not maximum or maxed out. So I have nothing in spare. So I not really want to take this kind of air battles now. Maybe in 1 month I can do it, but now so oh, one of my submarines gets snooped. And Bedwell. Yeah, my recon airplane told me that there's a base here, and then I saw not only the base, I also saw some ships, so I try to attack now here I think this is a port strike. Afternoon attack. Oh no, it's a normal. Yeah, or included port attack, I don't know. This I don't know more. It's only air attack. Don't tell us exactly if it was a port. But we make a port strike, so. And some smaller units. Nothing really critical. Maybe one of these Dutch mini bases. And the Dutch Air Force coming again. Of course, Japanese fighters are always on guard and intercept this unescorted twin engine bomber and immediately can kill it. So this is of course for one fighter 2 kills. And 1 damage. Oh. So all 3 are killed. No chance. Thank you. Give me more. Oh, they're coming. Yeah, this is the Allies. The Allies, they have unlimited resources, so they can maybe afford this. But if I would do this, then I will completely empty my pilot pool and my airframe capacity. Oh, no ammunition. At least some action. Okay. The last Dutch fighters give up. Yeah, I think this is the second day already that I cannot attack the airfield of Xi'an because of bad weather. Oh, and there's my cargo ship going down. At least it was nothing really special, important. This kind of cargo ships I can throw away every week, 1 or 2, without really having a issue. So bombardment in Changsha. Hey, this is already the fastest bombardment I can activate with this kind of setup. It's still so. So the bombardment at the end was still like all the turns before, I would say, successful. It's the other question how much this cost supplies for me and for Jochen, but I will continue at least this bombardment here in the same amount of guns I invest on let's tech. But I use mainly only my super heavy artillery, not standard artillery. Before I try this, the difference is I see nearly no difference if I have heavy artillery or heavily, and medium. So I only burn more supplies but have no benefits. So I go back to 28 centimeter guns, 32 centimeter guns, and I think 15 centimeter guns, something like this. 6, 8 inch, I think 9 inches maximum I have. 11 inch also maybe. And here in the mountain area, it's less effective. So the terrain is always in favor for the defender. Yeah, and here we can see the first time not complete disaster, but not a good outcome. I lost only one of my guns, but 12 are disabled, and I nearly achieved nothing here. So I will maybe also reduce the bombardment in this northern Xi'an front. In the last bombardment here in Clarkfield, next turn I will here try to strike again. I hope my units can recover and have lower fatigue. It's really, I mean, there are still no all units on the display. I can only see that this division with 300 is really still the main focus point, and also the Marines. This is 400 attack value, and so far, if I remember, all attack value from all units together are roughly 800. Here we can see, so no, only 660. So I have normally the total victory. I mean, I outclass, let's say this. The allied Jochen in this case. I must normally attack and hopefully have a victory, not always defeat. Yeah. At least here I try and take this town, and the Dutch was also giving up. This is a static unit, so they cannot run away. And at least a little to celebrate this turn. So Dutch fighters gets killed, Dutch bombers gets killed, and also Dutch army units gets killed. So not so good day for the Dutch forces, but at the end this will have no real impact. All the Dutch forces are supposed to die. So, we arrived at the 30th January 1942. It was an okay turn for me, but there was not really much activity. So let's first check maybe the air battles. This is maybe the most interesting here. So 4 Dutch Buffaloes gets killed, and also 4 of this twin engines, similar to my Key 21, I would say. But I also lost 2 of my own bombers, so they are equal. I think the Lily and the Spud, they're all the same. 1 of my transport plane, 1 Oscar ops losses, 1 of my Sallies, so very similar all. And also 1 of my recon airplanes had an ops loss, and 1 Nell. But the good thing is always killing these Catalinas. I think at least every day 1 Catalina is maybe what the allies can produce. Maybe they can produce 2 per day, I'm not so sure. But and 1 Flying Tiger had I think this is from the sweep. Jochen used I think nearly 100 fighters in sweeping my airbase, and 1 of this 100 had a landing accident. So 10-7 is okay, but nothing special. And ship sunk was... This is my cargo ship. So, it's a Mark 10. So, American submarine, but this short-range submarines with small warhead. So, the damage capacity of this kind of torpedoes are only roughly half of the Mark 14. But they're working. So, half power, but at least you can use it. And it is for a cargo ship of this size enough to sink it. Yeah, it's okay. But the speed is good. And, but I have, I don't know, 50 or 60 of this kind of cargo ship, so not so really matters for me. So, and air, or land points is still 1 to 9 roughly. So I hope I can turn it around and make it out of back to 10 to 1. This is what I would like to see, but we'll see. So in China we have no, I mean this turn really not changed anything. So we have no real battle here. It's only that I try to chase these Chinese forces and Jochen try to reach his line. So yeah, coming close, but nothing really happened here. And in Changsha area is also no change. I only can see that one Chinese unit is walking southwest, so Jochen tried to bring more forces in this hex with the railroad. I still block the railroad, so Jochen cannot rail units in or out. But my position is also, weak. But my paratroopers are more or less recovered. We are back at 16 from 27, so maybe 60%. Here I'm at 10 from, so it's also only 50%, and here the same. So roughly I have maybe 55% of my attack value. Most important is that all these paratroopers have no fatigue and no disruption, so what is in the field is ready to fight. But I'm not sure if they really can hold this hex much longer. Nah. Here in the source is my reinforcements also crossing the river. So we will normally not have a shock attack because this hex belongs to no one. This is no man's land. So I can cross the river and then attack maybe next turn. Jochen also arrived here in Canton and blocking the highway now, so I am forced to bring out one of my units from Canton to kick this Chinese units back. I don't really expect here much of a fight because I bombed these units already, and this is only one unit, so I think I can use a police force already to kick out this Chinese guy. Oh yeah. But at the end, all in China is very stalemate. Yeah, and here in Rangoon we had just this heavy sweeping, and luckily nothing happened because I have here 154 fighters and 10 recon or auxiliary, but I think they're all PYDs, Catalinas scouting my ships, and for some reason, I'm not sure, maybe the weather is shitty, heavy cloud. Here I have no information. Huh? No, I cannot see the weather. But my ship have no detection level for some reason more. Normally I don't change really the position and I'm still in range. So I don't know what happened. 9 and 10. So maybe Jochen just transfer the Catalinas, because normally, if I understand it, after you transfer an airplane, then the same turn it cannot operate. So, but it's unlikely. So whatever happened, I have no detection level more, so I can move my cruiser formation now maybe more close, but of course can be also a trap. So I am not so sure what I really do with this situation. My main purpose is to block cargo movement here up and down, so that Jochen can bring in more supplies, and then he maybe over time will dry out of supplies. We will see, we will see. I took this small base here, but this have normally no industry, so no real important. I continue my walk up to the Sebang. Here is normally a Dutch base force and also recon airplane. I don't think they are more still here because I bombarded them before. It's too risky for Jochen. So I must say Bang and then Port Blair, and if I have these two bases, then I control all scouting in this Bay of Rangoon. Also here picking up the west coast of Sumatra now slowly, and you can see here's this small base force, 2 units, 260 guys, and I have good detection level, so there is really nothing left. So only 2 maybe Catalinas. I'm still moving the 25th army down to Java, so I must bring here in more forces. So far now I have only, I think, 300 attack value. This is of course not enough, but it's only the landing force. So, and I can also see that Jochen come out from his mountain. Not sure what he's planning. 5 units. I need more information. Maybe this is only, or maybe this is from Batavia, but I had a recon information that in Batavia is only 1 unit, so maybe Jochen changed his mind and bring some additional defense to Batavia. We will see. And the east side of Java looks fine. You can see that this is engineers, they're blowing up Soabaya, so I try to catch them. I run behind them. Maybe I can use some air force or to slow them down. We will see. They really cannot fight more, but I also don't want that these units go to the next base, because here's also some oil and refinery. Not that they go into this base and also blow them up. Here's all industry and resources. So all this east side of Java is full of industry, and the west side is normally more or less useless. Only Batavia have a little stuff, but not too much. Yeah, and here was only, I think, Jochen's forces attack this guy, and I have here some escort carrier with normally only 6 zeros, so but it looks like that this guy is making 6 kills last turn, and you can see that this guy get experience and this guy get experience, so he make a 1 kill and he make maybe also a kill. Not sure if this really, because this guy also make kills but get no experience. So I don't know if it's really must get experience if you make a kill. I would normally expect it, but anyway. So bring in reinforcements. Here I lost. Here's a submarine. So I maybe create some hunter force. I have here already 1 submarine hunter force, but maybe I must create a second one. Or we will see. I still have here a lot of equipment. I only must make sure that this carrier force arrive. So because then I can use this escort carrier. Also have a lot of. This guy have more zeros. So if Jochen try to make the same like before with this with my mini invasion fleet, then I hope that my zeros can stop him. Yeah, I was only a little too slow, and I make a one turn on the wrong move. I was more or less at this position. I could move east to help my invasion fleet, but I choose to make, I secure Java first. At the end, it's important that I bring here my invasion fleet inside, and that here is nothing really happening. And this smaller invasion fleet, I lost. It's a little painful, but it's all only secondary equipment, so it will not really hurt me in the future. So everything what I left or lost so far was only transport stuff, some tanker. Yeah, the tankers was maybe heavy, but all the other stuff is I can forget. Maybe the destroyers are the most important. Yeah, you can also still see here some submarines. They're not more coming close to Rabul, but they're operating now here in the a little more. Maybe here also. Here we had some submarines, and here so Jochen tried to keep distance from Rabul because I have here some naval bombers hunting for the submarines, but I also can see that the amount of airplanes are stocking up here in Port Moresby, so fighters plus bombers plus auxiliary, so yeah. Soon maybe Jochen will try to bombard Rabul. Yeah. I was maybe a little too slow to take Port Moresby. Now I have this situation that it's very hard to take Port Moresby. I can see here 17 units, over 30,000 or nearly 30,000 guys, a lot of tanks and guns. So not sure how I can continue with this. Yeah, and I only built up to Lagi. I have here some base forces, you can see some engineers here, but I just start with the installation with port and airfield, so needs a little more time. And but I finish here the unloading, so I will return to Rabul, and I have here only some sub hunters because Jochen always liked to bring in his submarines, and here this is shallow water, so why not? There was not so much activity in this turn, so here maybe this. So Jochen tried to catch up with my Navy Guard units and my base force I bring here to take the base. Now I loaded it, everything, and then I maybe go to this base. This base is much better to defend. It's a double or triple defense area. So this is open terrain. Here I cannot fight, but maybe here I can have a chance. I have only no additional forces. All my forces are blocked here in Clarkfield, but it's time to attack again. It's not really perfect. I would normally like to wait a little longer. You can see that the fatigue is still normally over 20, and I like to have it under 20. But I cannot really wait much longer. I normally won't take Clarkfield before end of the month, so I can wait one turn or I attack next time. We will see. So nothing major happened. The operation in Java looks good. In Philippines no change, in China no change. So no Navy engagement. So keep it easy. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.